God bless you and welcome to This Is It. Let's go. All right, guys, we're zeroing in on the day. It's so surreal for me. Just I wish I could describe the surreal feeling I have going towards this thing. Too many things have happened uh, miraculously for me to dismiss. It's kind of like the plane in Chinati. There was absolutely zero chance that I would get a plane when I was in Chinati when the Lord told me to go there. If you guys don't mind, do you guys mind if I just recap Chinati before I play you this quick video? And then I'm going to talk to you about the get together, and we've got a really cool map. We've got an aerial view, drone footage to make it real easy so people know where to park, and we'll pick you up and bring you to the location where you walk in the actual gate. We've got it all dialed in. It's been a lot of work, but by tomorrow we'll have it ready for you. But I want to bring something up because this is just part of the essence of the whole thing. It's all about faith. Okay, so let me start there. Do y'all remember, how many people remember when the Lord told me, I want you to go to Chinati? Okay, I won't do the backstory and how I ended up going, when the Lord walked me into that art gallery. For those of y'all that remember just how the Lord got me to go, it's all, you can go to Collect Files. It's unbelievable. Talk about a miracle. Anyway, Melvin Warren, Chief Watchman, Searching for Greener Pastures. That was the name of the painting. For those of y'all that know what I'm talking about. All right. So anyway, I went on YouTube and I told the world, hey guys, this is what the Lord is telling me to do. He's telling me I have to go to Chinati. I'm going to skydive somewhere into the desert. He would make sure he showed me exactly where the LZ would be. I mean, that's 8 hours from San Antonio into the desert. He said he would show me exactly where the LZ would be. And that he would give me the flight to make this jump, that he was going to meet me face to face. And I was like, wow, I think I got to go die then. But I was willing. I said, all right. And so I didn't fully understand what he meant, but I was willing to go. Isn't that interesting? There's so many things I've read in the Bible about people that have followed the Lord, that on faith you do what he says, not exactly knowing what. I mean, do you think Moses knew that the Red Sea was going to open up? But the Lord made sure he went to Migdol by the sea. There's a lot easier ways out of there than to go Migdol by the sea and to be backed up against the sea. And the Lord did it for a reason. So anyway, the point is, there's been all these crazy supernatural things that have happened in, like the Chinati thing, where the Lord said, okay, you're going to skydive into the desert. I'm going to show you where your LZ is going to be. I'm going to get you right to altitude. And guys, when I got to Chinati and I saw, like, I'm skydiving into this canyon, I'm like, I better be on point. And then where my LZ was, he said it had to be exactly where he walked me in that dried out riverbed in the canyon. He said it has to be right here. And you have to anchor down the front corners of your tarp. And I thought maybe because wind at night and all that good stuff. Anyway, and so I do everything the Lord's telling me to do. And then I extinguished every single place there was for an airplane. I mean, I called every drop zone within 2 hours flight time of the place. I was trying to lease any flight to altitude from any airport anywhere. And I got to the point to where I had exhausted every single possibility. I had my friends calling, trying to lease either a helicopter or a plane, anything that would get me to altitude. I was even going, maybe there's a guy with a hot air balloon. I'll jump a balloon, whatever. Anyway, but we couldn't find anything. It was zero chance. And that's when I was on the phone with Kat, and I was saying, Kat, you know what? I told everybody that the Lord God from heaven, the Lord, told me this is what I was going to do. And if there's no plane, then who am I hearing from? I mean, there's no way out of it. And I was telling Kat, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and tell everybody because I have to tell them the truth that there's no plane. And I was just getting ready to go back to my room and do a video and just tell everybody. And while I was talking to Kat on the phone, driving through the desert, while I'm saying the words that I'm telling you right now, I heard the Lord say, drive right now to the Alpine airport. While I'm sitting there on the phone with Kat going, oh, Kat, I got to tell everybody, this is horrible. Oh my God. That means I'm hearing from somebody other than the Lord God. And I was just like freaking out. And then while I'm having that conversation, I hear the Lord say, Jonathan, go now, right now, to the Alpine airport. I was just like, I was like, wow, that's crazy, Kat. I just heard the Lord say, go to the Alpine airport. Go to the Alpine airport right now. And I was just like, oh, okay. I was like 30 minutes away. I drive straight to the Alpine airport. I'm on this desert road and I drive straight to the Alpine airport. There's a little teeny building. I walk in the door. There's a guy on the phone. He won't even really, he looks over. He barely acknowledges me. He's all kicked back, just talking on the phone with one of his buddies. He doesn't care that I'm there. I sit down. It's a very small little building, maybe 30 feet by 30 feet, 20 feet by 20 feet, not very big. Anyway, so I walk in, I sit down, and he's on the phone. He won't even acknowledge me, really. And then finally, a guy walks in the door, and this guy looked like, he was in a motorcycle gang. He's just all tatted up, real leathery. He looked like he rode a Harley. Anyway, he walks in, and the guy on the phone looks over. He's like, oh, hey. And he goes, hey, I got to go. And then all of a sudden, the guy that I've been waiting to talk to just hangs up the phone. He's like, hey, wait, wait. He starts talking to his buddy, and I'm like, I'm thinking, well, wow, I've been here for how long? It's just like, anyways, like, and then he's like, yeah, what can I do to help you? Like, totally didn't give a rat's kazoo that I was there. And I said, yeah, I'm wondering if there's anyone around that's got an airplane that could get me to altitude. I'm a ex-skydiving instructor. I wanted to do a jump out here. And both the guys at the same time looked at each other and they go, Cade. They said the name Cade. And I was like, Cade. And the guy that was on the phone, he goes, yeah, he's on approach right now. He's about to land a plane in about 10 minutes. Someone bought a plane. Cade's flying it in for him. But Cade's got a plane you can jump out of. Do y'all know how impossible that is? Do you understand the insanity of that? That I had extinguished any possibility of coming through of what I told everyone out there, like, this is what the Lord told me to do, and now I don't even have a plane. That means the Lord didn't tell you to do it then. But now the pilot's on approach. He lands. I go out on the tarmac to meet him, and I'm like, hey, I'm Johnny. I'm trying to see if you want to take me to altitude. I'll pay you to take me to altitude over in Chinati. And he goes, yeah, I've flown some skydivers before. Do you mind flying with in the plane with the door off? And I'm like, no, I've flown in lots of planes with the door off. And he's like, cool, no problem. Now listen, he could have said, you know what, I don't have very good insurance. It could be a liability. Whatever. He had an old, totally restored Cessna, and he did it for land surveys. Land surveys. So the point is, that was my pilot, Cade, with the super cool old Cessna. He's the guy that flew me to altitude. There was zero chance that I was going to be able to make that jump that I had told everybody the Lord had told me I was going to do. But now all of a sudden I got my pilot. And then he met me on the day of the jump, flew over to Presidio. I went over there with my vehicle and I think left my motorcycle, had my motorcycle too as a like transport. Anyway, so I met him over at the Presidio airport and we flew out of there, and that's how I ended up doing my jump into the Chinati Canyon, where my LZ was split in half. The Lord gave me two halves of the same rock out of 100 trillion rocks in that canyon. The Lord said, pick up those two rocks while I'm walking through a canyon. Like, where are we going to put the LZ? Oh, pick up those two rocks. Now put them together face to face. Get it? Because we're coming face to face with the Lord. That's how you put the thing back together. The rock that was split in half, he's having me put it face to face. Did you know that in the Kaaba in Mecca, they say they have fragments of a black rock from the Garden of Eden? Fragments of a black rock. Isn't that weird? He had me pick up two halves of a black rock and put them together. Do you know how crazy that is? It's just insane. Okay, so anyway, so here's the point. This arch that the Lord told me to put up in Tennessee, 0% chance we would have gotten it done. The crew that showed up, super nice guys. All of them were great, great guys. And everybody was there to work, but there wasn't enough manpower. There just wasn't. The weight of those arches, the scissor lift up on the hill with the wind blowing, everything that was going on, it was just no way. By the grace of God, the welder that welded on the brackets was willing to stay and join the crew. Now, here's the other part. The welder that stayed to help us with the job, he had a $50,000 payday the next day to go to finish his job. He had a staircase installation. He showed it to me on his phone. It was a giant staircase that had to be loaded onto a truck, a flatbed with like a crane. This thing was enormous. I mean, it's like a resort or something, or a apartment complex. Thing was enormous. Anyway, so nobody stays to make a couple $1,000s and blows off a $50,000 payday. This guy did. What a stand-up guy. I want to thank Jeff and his crew. I want to thank Ricky and his crew. Everybody was just, it was only done because the Lord wanted it to be done. So now that I said all that, this thing's impossible that this thing came together. It's literally like Chinati. And when something's impossible and it comes together, my antenna goes way up, especially now. And I'm just like, something's going on. I'm wearing a jersey. It's called Johnny Blaze. Back when the Lord called me to service and I was doing all my artwork, sitting right there, that's probably a Johnny Blaze shirt I have on. But this is when the Lord called me. That's me sitting on the table looking at my artwork where Lucifer is being cast into the abyss. What a strange content to be on my artwork right there that I was looking at. Lucifer being cast into the abyss with two angelic beings coming from side to side to the front to cast him down. I mean, I don't even know what to say sometimes. This is just so strange. It's so wild. It's so fantastically strange. So anyway, so I'm wearing this Johnny Blaze jersey now because I thought it was appropriate because, Ricky LaFlamboy, that was the guy I contracted to meet us to put up the roof. Ricky means dominant ruler and LaFlamme means the flame boy. Ricky LaFlamme, dominant ruler is a flame. And I find it odd that during the time that the Lord called me and was training my eyes to be able to penetrate that kind of darkness and to see like what's in that hieroglyph. It's just not even humanly possible, all the moving parts to put this together. So anyway, I want to play a little clip that y'all may not have gotten to see because the video they took down the other day, they took it down because it had an image from Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Oh no. Oh, there's naked people on it. So what? Go type in YouTube Michelangelo Sistine Chapel and look how many videos are on YouTube with the Sistine Chapel with the same images that we put in our video. So I've got to be very careful because of the targeting now. We're being seriously targeted right now. So I'm going to play this little clip. I'm not going to show you guys any crazy data, even though I have it. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys another location to go watch videos that are like crazy data videos on a platform that we don't have to worry about censorship and getting strikes. It's just ridiculous at this point. Okay, so now, all right, here's the other thing. There's plenty of people that want to come to the get together. They need some financial help. I've extended financial help to several people already. Our bill's gotten pretty high on that already. So if anybody wants to support the ministry, y'all know how to do it. JonathanJK at jonathancleck.com. PayPal if you want to help us just help offset other people coming and help offset some of the bills. That'd be awesome. Okay, but now, okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Watch this. It's unbelievable. It is impossible that this thing got up. It's as impossible as me getting a plane in Chinati. It's just impossible. The Lord had to make this happen. That's why I'm so interested in this. Like, what's going to happen? I don't know if anything's going to happen. I don't know. I just know that the Lord told me this is where you have to be. That's where I'm going to be. All right, let's watch this clip.
Ready to go home. Right. Yes. Unbelievable. Hardest worker. Did the most to support the team. Welder guy.
So there's the arch. It's completely put up. And I'm not kidding. There was zero chance. And I don't mean this in any way disrespectfully at all. The crew that showed up, hardworking, able bodies for sure. We just didn't have enough manpower, and some of the tools, like the spuds, like the rat tail wrenches, we just didn't have them. But the welders happened to have 3 of them, and it just all the moving parts were impossible. So anyway, those are the arches that are up, and they represent the end of a system. It's the turn up at the end, like time moves like a serpent on the x-axis. Here we go.
There it is, guys. That's it. It's up. Testimonials. Is there any possible way this could have really actually gone up? Not without a miracle after miracle after the circumstances behind this thing going up is so crazy that there's just no possible way, when you take into account the people that showed up that weren't part of the deal. They had nothing to do with this except maybe the welding of those brackets that ended up being part of the crew. And without the number 1 guy on their team, the welding team, without him taking the lead position for the entire thing with all the other guys that showed up to do this, this would have been in the dumpster. Yes, because next week is a serious northern blizzard coming this direction, and we were completely out of runway to get this thing up. It was impossible. And then all the nuances, even the machine. Let me just give you guys a little moment on the machine. The machine had to come through there, but this land is pretty sloped, and then when it's wet, I got stuck down there by those trees in my truck. The machine guy got stuck over there in his truck. They didn't want to bring us the machine because when they got here, the guy that was driving the truck called his boss. He's like, oh, no, boss, I don't think so. I don't think we should leave him in the machine, and I don't think we should go back and get another trailer and bring him the machine. But by the grace of God, again, there's the machine. Without that machine, Corey?
It would have never happened.
Never?
Never.
Ever?
Nope.
Never.
Not unless the Lord dropped a rope down from the sky.
Okay, that could have happened, but I'm just saying. But without the rope thing, it was impossible. I'm just being a smartass because it's been so crazy impossible. And then, y'all remember Ricky LaFlamboy, like Ricky, dominant ruler LaFlamboy? I am a boy. I went and looked up his name again. LaFlamme means the flame. Boy, the flame is a boy. Now this is interesting because he was in a very serious car wreck, and he was in the back seat, and he had a designated driver, and he doesn't know anything about the ministry. He doesn't know anything about the male-female thing, nothing. And he said they hit a train, and the car engine was up in the back seat where he was because they hit a train. So the engine of the car was there almost on top of him in the back seat. And he had blood coming out of his mouth. He had a punctured lung. He was pinned in the car, and the car was on fire. And there's a guy trying to pull him out. But he started yelling, "Get away, get away. The car's going to explode. Everyone get away." So they were going to leave Ricky because no one else wanted to blow up with Ricky. And it looked like he was done anyway. And so Ricky cried out to God, and he said, "Lord, please don't let me die. I don't want to go to hell." This is his testimony. And I'm sitting there listening to him very intently. And he goes, and then Johnny, out of nowhere, this person showed up that had olive skin. It wasn't a male or a female. What? It's like it wasn't a guy or a girl. It was like you couldn't tell. It was just, and I'm like, you mean like, he's like, it wasn't a guy or a girl, but it was a person, and this total peace came over me. Now, this is the part I find fascinating. And he goes, it was not guy or girl, but that person that was there was the last person he saw at the accident until he, woke up in the hospital. And the name La Flamboy, La Flamme, the flame, and then boy. But it also is a way to describe a boy that also has feminine characteristics that's not gay. But they've taken the name, and in today's society, they turned it. Have y'all ever heard the term, oh, that guy's a real flamer? That's where they get that name from. Because it's like guys that are not just, football player, look, but they have traits that are, more feminine and masculine. And that's what he said saved him. Now, for that to be the testimony of a guy that here at the end of the world, it's all about male and female gender, that's not remotely possible, because this arch represents the one that saves us, and the one that created Elohim is the Lord God from heaven, which how many times I said is a male entity, our Father in heaven. And then the entity that's in the pit that's out to destroy us is female energy, but it's a male. Einhorn Finkel.
Having a little trouble with the lady, Ace? You don't understand. She's
So think about Ricky's testimony in view of all that information and all the data the Lord's let me show you. Like the virgin. What's the virgin? It's a dead sheep when you invert it. And the system is based off male and female energy in opposition. And the guy that's here to put up this arch is like he's like a representation of the two energies that was saved by, I don't want to use the word androgynous, but kind of androgynous person. And he's the guy that showed up here to do this. And by the way, guys, did he have the crew to do this?
No. What's that?
Did he have the crew to do this?
Oh, no way.
No. And Ricky, I love you. I know you're probably watching this. We love you, bro. I've already done YouTube videos telling people that there's no way some guy named Ricky, dominant ruler, La Flamboy, the flame is boy. That's the flame that starts the whole thing. That's why in the menorah, the flame is in the middle, and there'll be 3 on one side, 3 on the other, or the flame in the middle and, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. There's different menorahs. Some menorahs have 1 in the middle, 2. There's different ones, but the flame is always in the middle. Boy, that's crazy. And the arch is up. So anyway, does that sound about right? And it's up and it's done. Okay, testimony. And forgive me, I almost forgot the most important part of the whole testimony. The guys that showed up, and I got to take out my glasses for this, I have never seen that many people receive with joy the information the Lord's given me to give. I mean, in my presence, like 4 people, like, oh my gosh, I'm buzzing on my whole. I'm buzzing on my whole body. I'm like, really, you're buzzing?
I want to pause it there. So Ricky buzzed when I kind of confronted him the first day, and then Tyler was jumping around. Dude, it was so cool to watch. Oh, what is it? It won't go away. It's still going. But Tyler and Ricky were the ones that buzzed. But all of them wanted to know how to fold the bills, where to go to see the information. I'm going to show everybody this. I'm going to show everybody I see. You know, it was like they received it with joy. It was wild. You just don't see 4 people that interested when you show them. Usually I know whatever, you can see whatever you want. I'm like, wow. They saw the currency and snapped, got it. I showed them the Vatican. I showed them, I had a couple of the little reduced posters. Anyway, it was phenomenal. Again, La Flamme. La Flamme. Y'all remember the night I got saved? I said the Lord told me, Jonathan, read the tags in the clothes you're carrying. 100% no lion nylon was more than likely one of my Johnny Blaze jerseys. Yeah, that's the only nylon clothes I have, or like a Johnny Blaze jersey. Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, here we go.
Ricky was buzzing when I showed him, and then let's see, Joshua, Tyler, and then those guys all buzzed, and then the other guy, Noah, he received it with excitement, but they all received it with excitement. Only one guy, he looked concerned, but he still was very interested. But I've never seen that many people just, oh my gosh, yeah, show me. And by the grace of God, I had all the material in my truck, like the posters in a reduced format. I have those big posters. Well, I had a reduced format of that, and they received it with joy. I mean, okay, my mind's blown, okay? My arms hurt, my knee hurts, and that's the testimony. I'm going to put a kibosh on it. Okay. So, yeah, kind of interesting.
There it is.
There it is, guys. Check it out. Absolutely phenomenal. What a crazy day.
All right, so I'm going to pause it right there. Okay, guys, there it is. We're ready, sorta. We're ready, kinda. I got so much stuff. Here's another thing. When we get there, I'm taking some of these. The Lord put it on me to take the hieroglyph and take the layover so you guys yourself can handle it. You guys are going to handle these things yourself, where you're going to take the layover yourself and put it on so you can see with your own eyes how insane it is that the Lord allowed someone to see through that kind of darkness. And y'all are going to put that hieroglyph together yourself. I'm taking all the moving parts. And I'm also taking the Obama presidential portrait with a light board so you guys can put you can put the T-Rex on there and see the serpent and all that. I mean, this is so mind-boggling to me that this has actually come together. It's like the plane showing up in Chinati. It's just crazy. Now, again, guys, there's people that want to come to the get-together. Some are even out of the country, and we've taken care of it already. But we could still use some help for the get-together. So let me just, you know what? Let me just pull up a thing real quick. Guys, yes, if any, we're running out of time now, and I'm out of runway, and we could use some financial backing. So if anyone wants to jump in, you can PayPal us at jk@jonathancleck.com right there, or you can PO box us just jcleck at PO Box 91281, San Antonio, Texas 78209. Right there. All right, so right on your screen. Anyway, yep, guys, this is so edgy. I went to see a movie today with Dave the Wave and Susie and Eric, Corey and Zach. On Fridays, we try and go meet Dave the Wave and those guys because they live kind of on the outskirts of town. We get together once a week, and we went to see a movie called uh, hang on. Dave the Wave. Hey Dave, hey, I'm recording right now. Hey, what's the name of that movie we saw today?
I think it's something like Good Luck.
Good luck, don't die, have fun.
Yeah, good luck, have fun, don't die.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, just would you say that watching that movie was like tied into the ministry from the beginning to the end?
Oh, big time. It was crazy.
It was absolutely nuts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll call you in a few.
Okay.
All right, bye. So, guys, I'm telling you, the weirdest thing happened today. I went to see this movie with these guys, and my jaw was on the ground. It's literally the spiritual understanding of the system. And remember the night I got saved, the first thing the Lord told me was read the tags and the clothes you're carrying. And I read that tag and back of more than likely a Johnny Blaze jersey. It said 100% nylon. I thought I lost my mind. I was like, some sources communicating with me, telling me to read the tags and the clothes I'm carrying. And then when I said 100% nylon, then I heard the Lord say, turn it upside down, turn nylon upside down. So I looked at it, I went 100% and then turn nylon upside down. NOLYN, no lion. 100% no line. The truth is the exact opposite of the lie. The lie is down, the truth is up. And so that was the first communication that I ever heard from the Lord. You will not believe how it was woven into this movie we watched. And the second communication the Lord showed me was I looked at another tag and it had a triangle with an X to it. And I heard the Lord say, the pyramid is your enemy. I was like, what does that even mean? When I watched that movie today, it's everything I've been telling you. The pyramid represents that race of beings that's taking over from the inside. And I was literally flabbergasted today. I was like, wow, something's up, guys. Like, we're all six of us were looking at each other going like, and it feels like Chinati. It feels like Chennai, like that kind of miraculous, like there's no way those arches could have gotten up. There's no way I could have gotten an airplane in Chennai. And the point is, when I did get the airplane in Chennai, it proves I was hearing from the Lord. When I got two rocks and put them together and they went together, it proves I was hearing from the Lord. He split my LZ in half. And it proves I was hearing from the Lord. He told me exactly where to put the LZ. My building I was staying in was made out of round river stones. And the guy that was the caretaker, Danny, goes, oh, hey, Johnny, your building, it was split directly in half. You know, like a kingdom divided against itself. The house split. Our body's the house. Get it? One half good, one half evil. He goes, yeah, your building was split directly in half. We had to have this company came out and they put brackets on the side. They put these big steel cables and they pulled it together. They lifted it off the ground and then put down a rock foundation and set it back down. Do you know how crazy that is to hear those words? I was like, what's going on, man? I'm in the middle of the desert and the Lord's orchestrating all this crazy stuff. It just happened again. Right there in Tennessee, which means gathering place. Now remember, the Lord also told me, look at the biggest city by where you are. And I'm like, Carthage. He said, look up the meaning of the name Carthage, the new city. And I, John, saw the new city, the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven, adorned as a bride. I don't know what to say. I don't know if anything's going to happen or if everything's going to happen or I never know. But I do know that even in Grand Junction, the people that were asking to be baptized at that get together, I said, guys, we're not set up for it. I'm sorry. Like a rain cloud came over the yard that we were in, rained on the people in the backyard where the containers were, and like a baptism, and it wasn't even raining on the street, and it only lasted for 5 minutes. What? Yeah, all these things have happened. The table that turned to a rainbow, it's actually up there in the containers. I took it here from San Antonio. The Lord told me, take the table that's got the Lord's Prayer that turns to a rainbow. It's already there. Uh-huh. He told me to get street signs that say rainbow and Casimir, like where the containers were the first time in Grand Junction. Remember when we left Grand Junction, I was on Highway 50 and a guy named Ricardo got crushed right in front of us by a giant boulder. A rock crushed him. And the Lord put it in my spirit. And the rock that's hewn from the quarry without hands will crush all these other kingdoms. You know, like the great statue, the toes, the iron mixed with the miry clay. I mean, that guy's name was Ricardo. So dominant ruler got crushed, and then the Lord had us make a U-turn on Highway 50. We were the only ones allowed to do it because my vehicle and a policeman went by and wanted to talk to me, and he and I talked for a sec, and he said, you guys can go up there and turn around. We made a U-turn, and then the Lord said, look up the meaning of 50 in the Bible. It means to be willfully ignorant. We made a U-turn from being willfully ignorant while the dominant ruler of their system, representation of the dominant ruler of the world, got crushed with a giant rock. You got to be kidding me. And now a guy named Ricky, which means dominant ruler. So Ricky LaFlamboy is a guy that contracted to help us put up the roof. Ricky means dominant ruler, same as Ricardo means dominant ruler. And now a guy named Ricky, dominant ruler, the flame, and boy, like the middle candle on the menorah, the flame that lights both sides is male. And that's what I've been telling you. Male energy from heaven is what runs it all. And the earth is female and she wants the host. That's why you go to hell. She owns the host body system. You're in her system. We're aliens. We've been carried away captive. We're aliens. We're sojourners. We're foreigners. And we're this. And we've got to get converted now. You get it now? Wow. Something's going on. Something's going on. Something huge is going on. Okay. Thanks for letting me freak out because I'm freaking out. This is crazy. All right. I love you guys in Christ. Pray for the world right now. Pray for the lost people of the world, man. This place is so done. Can't you see it, how done it is? It's done. The pyramid's taking over. Go watch Good Luck, Don't Die, Have Fun, whatever it is. You want to freak out and see a movie that, if you've watched this ministry and your eyes have been opened and you go see that movie, it's like, wow, wow, just wow. Okay. Thanks for letting me freak out. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, if you can, jump in, see if we can keep helping others without getting stressed out or, over budgeted and all that good stuff. I love you in Christ. I'll see you guys in like 3 weeks? What? It's almost here. It's like 4 weeks. We're there. All right. It's getting wild.